Ride through the city like Brennan Schaub. I'm on a mission to get it all. Ride through the city like Brennan Schaub. If you ain't thick, please don't get involved.
And now, Brandon Thick Boy Schaub.
What is poppin', Thickies? It is Monday morning at 10 a.m. Coming to you live. Not live, but you know what I'm saying. I'm in your screen right now. Maybe you're watching a little cell phone. Maybe you're watching this at work and you're pausing it when your boss walks by because he's familiar with my voice and he knows you're not working if my voice is popping. Fresh off the car ride from San Diego. San Diegoans, San Diegites. It's San Diego, one of my very favorite places to perform. My first special ever was there at Spreckles Theater. This time, I'm usually at La Jolla, but we did a little remix and did the new Laugh Factory in San Diego in the Gaslight District, downtown San Diego. Phenomenal room, great freaking club, great weekend. I just so happened to be there the same time as Comic-Con. So you're getting a lot of, listen, I'm not familiar with Comic-Con, but I assumed it was like young kids and college kids. No. This is grown men dressed up as Star Wars and Pokemon and you name it. Dusk Till Dawn characters and Walking Dead. There's some guys at T-Rex. We saw two guys dressed. I thought it was what's those guys? Daft Punk. Remember the Daft Punk helmets? I thought it was that, but they're from Star Wars and a silver BMW. It was bananas down there. I mean, it was. The pandemic, obviously, things are open up. People aren't locked down. In San Diego, never really locked down. To each their own. But most of the cities I go into on tour still aren't fully like 100% back. Like not. The energy has never, since pandemic, none of the energy has matched, since pre-pandemic. San Diego was different. I walked around like, just packed, dude. You were down there, Chan.
Yeah. It was
chaos.
Yeah.
Like, I would get out of the Laugh Factory, like, I don't know, 12:31, you walk in, you're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Packed.
A little too much, I think. It was a little too
much.
Yeah,
I like it just because, it was the one city since the pandemic that felt fully normal, not only normal, but even more kind of lively.
Yeah.
Which is, for better or worse. But the same energy was in the shows, man. Every show was a rockin' daddy. And we'll have a Green Room Diary bit for you probably tomorrow. This one is so long. It's about the homeless in San Diego and also about SeaWorld. So this one's so long that we're going to cut up in two parts. Because nobody's going to watch a 6-7 minute clip on social media. So we'll cut it in two parts. I think the first part will drop Tuesday, tomorrow. The second part will drop Thursday on socials. You'll see it out there, though. But I absolutely love San Diego. It's the one city I would absolutely move to. 100%. It's my vibe. Absolutely love San Diego. There's something about San Diego that I absolutely love. Just a good time, man. Went to the car show, Malibu Cars and Coffees down there. If you click on the picture, Chin, I have the green jacket on. If you go past that. Now, me and my brother like to argue which has a better car show, San Diego or the one I go to in Malibu every Sunday. It'd be tough to beat San Diego. Don't get me wrong, Malibu has money and people come from all around there. But San Diego, especially, this is like outside San Diego. The money out there is nuts, though. Some dude, this billionaire, drove up in a straight up, if you're a car guy, you're like, what the fuck? His daily driver is an original Shelby Cobra. All silver, it was a race one, like an original race one. His daily drive, this thing's so loud. This dude, billionaire, ponytail, didn't give a fuck, driving through Taco Bell, it's sick. That's his daily driver, man. They had some insane cars out there. Daddy saw one they want, and it's for sale too. Looking for like a 2006 F430, Daddy, black.
2006 F430.
Spider, yep. 2006 F430 Spider, black. Naturally aspirated V8, 0 to 60 in about 4.1, 4.2. I just love the look of them. And the interior's like big. It's like one of the bigger ones. So I'd fit in it. It'd be fun to mess with.
What color you say? Black?
Black.
Yeah, it looks dope.
Black. You powder coat the rims gold, like a light gold, like the GT2 RS rims. Be pretty filthy. Be fun. Should be a fun car to mess around in. Really fun. That thing's dope looking, right, Chin?
Yeah, it looks sick.
Yeah, I've always wanted one. So we'll see. With inflation and stuff, we'll see if they go down a little bit.
Like these?
That's exactly it. But that one is a hard top, but that'd be the color rims. It's even a little darker gold, but I'd be down for that. Yeah. Yeah, similar. Black interior.
Dope.
Spider, though. Yeah, it'd be fun. Be really fun. You don't worry about the transmission on those things. Preferably you want a stick, but then you're talking about probably another 200-300 just for the stick ones. That's what everyone seeks, is the 6-speed in that. Gear talk. Anyways, yeah, man. Boys always on the look. Shout out to San Diego, man. Got this fly ass jersey out there. Got this fly ass San Diego collab that they did. But yeah, shout out to San Diego. I freaking love it out there, man. Absolutely love it. It was a great time at the Laugh Factory. The Green Room Diaries that I write Thursday in the Green Room. That will drop, like I said, two-part series is a longer bit. So that will drop tomorrow and drop Thursday. And then I got about a week off. So I got this week off from touring, tour life. And then the following week, I've toured in damn near every city except for, this is one of the few, Baltimore. I've never been to Baltimore. Only thing I know about Baltimore, when I think of Baltimore, I think of Ray Lewis and the Ravens. And I think the show The Wire. So somewhere between there is what I think of Baltimore, which I've heard nothing but great things. Heard it's a great club, Magoobies or some shit out there. Yeah, Magoobies. That's Baltimore, August 4th through the 6th. That's not this week. That's the following week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. The funnest part is to try and find Airbnbs in Baltimore. Because in certain cities, like I'm just looking at Chicago, Boston, Baltimore, Philly, you want to make sure you're in a good area. You feel me? You want to make sure you're in a good area. So we'll see. But the Baltimore is a big military town, right? Big military. There's a military base there. Big military down there. But I think the military area is far from the club. Yeah, so you see the military is... I forget. There's a major one there.
Andrews Air Force?
Yeah, but if you go up to the map, Chad, there's like a lot of... scroll out a little bit. Annapolis. Ding, 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 mark for the win. Annapolis, yeah. But that's Annapolis is like an hour from the club, so I can't stay there, although there's a ton of Airbnbs in Annapolis. Yeah, Annapolis is the big boy out there. A lot of military in San Diego, too. That's my demo. Support the military. Come from military family. What's up? What's poppin', daddy? Excited to get to Baltimore, though. But we do have a fight campaign this Saturday. That is July 30th for UFC. Is it 278 or 277? UFC 277 pay-per-view. There will be a fight campaign July 30th. And then as soon as I sign the contract, as soon as the ink dries, I will announce some big things as far as fight companion goes. And I should be able to announce that this week, I would hope. But yeah, we're rocking and we're jiving. And I also, you guys saw, I think we put it more on my Instagram, stuff like that. You definitely see it on the Thiccc Boy. For most stuff, you guys should follow Thiccc Boy. Thiccc Boy has, the Instagram. The boys here, the staff, came up with the idea to do Thiccc Boy Fight News. So, they drop those news all the time. That's more of a lot of stuff going on there. You know what I'm saying? So as far as straight news goes and stuff like that. But they had some stuff. I guess they really didn't put... I guess they put up with Angela Lee, but Thiccc Boy Studios, Thiccc Boy Productions has signed an exclusive deal to do content, fight campaigns for one championship. So you'll see us around there. Yeah, it'd be cool. Yeah, me and oh wow, look at that little beef going on in the Thiccc Boy social media there. So what do we post? Thick Boy Fight News exclusive. Angela Lee fires back at Danielle Kelly's remarks at One Championship presser. And that Angela, Danielle Kelly too. They didn't ask her a ton of questions. When they did, she came in with heat, super heat. So Angela Lee put, "I would love to beat you up at Danielle Kelly BJJ, but I won't do it for free. There are much bigger fights I'm focused on than a little grappling match." Ooh, okay, a little shade there. Facts are you're 1-0 in submission grappling in the organization. One championship, you're talking your talk, and this is me talking mine. Don't got time for your drama. Peace, girl. And then she replied.
Let's see if she did. There you go.
Yep. Angela, your insecurity speaks loud. Good luck in your next fight, though. Simple, but pretty savage. And we did a food truck with Angela Lee and Rich Franklin, which will drop soon too. Rich Franklin, when's the last time you saw Rich Franklin?
Long time.
He's looking good.
Is he?
Yeah, looking good. He, he's doing the damn thing. He's he's vice president of One Championship, so he's in charge, a lot of stuff. And they're coming to America. Their big announcement is, he has a podcast, like Quite Frankly with Rich Franklin, but he. Yeah, look at him. He's pretty freaking good.
That's big.
But he, One Championship signed a deal with Amazon Prime. So they're doing 5 big fights that will be broadcasted in America. So when we went to this press conference, I didn't realize how big, you hear all the talk about, international fights and stuff like that. I didn't realize, you realize One Champion, they're not even focused on the UFC. Like, me, UFC's in my blood. I'm UFC alumni. I know UFC better than any other organization in sports. You know what I'm saying? That's what I came up and so I know all of it. So that's what I specialize in. But you always hear that One Championship's big internationally. But also when I'm around other fighters, I usually bring it back or correlate it to the UFC. And One Championship, like, hey dude, shut up. Like we're not even focused on them. And then they show me the Nelson ratings, like internationally, how much bigger their views are. It's like there's one like thing bigger than them internationally, and then it's them. And the UFC's like 6th or 7th. They're like, what are you talking about? Like, oh, I don't know what I'm talking about. So I should probably do some research on that. They have 6.8 million followers on Instagram. But yeah, they're doing the damn thing. And the first big fight will be Friday, August 26th. It's Marias and DJ Demetrius Johnson, and that is the rematch.
Yeah.
Dude, you don't realize how big Marias is. I mean, he is way bigger than DJ. Yeah, he's a big freaking dude, man. My boy Marcus Almeida, you know him as Buchecha. 19-time world champion grappler. I think he's 3-0 in MMA now. He's a beast. Super beast. So it's fun to be around One Championship. Originally I drove down to the press conference on Wednesday before I left for San Diego because me and Chatri were supposed to sit down and go over things, but he got COVID. So it was me and Rich Franklin. But shout out to One Championship, man. Looking forward to it. We got a bunch more big announcements come to Thick Boy Productions. We just getting started, dog. And your boy is exhausted. Oh, I have insomnia now. So that's cool. Haven't slept in 4 days. What's up? Take a little break from me just chatting about fisticuffs. Speaking of breaks, I am not taking a break. I'll be on tour. Trash Panda Summer Tour continues. Baltimore, August 4th through the 6th. Get your tickets at thickboy.com. Then Chicago, one night only. August 26th at the Den Theater. It's a Friday night in Chicago. One show only. Come get you some, thickboy.com. This episode is brought to you by Helix Sleep. You know what, man? I need sleep now more than ever. And I stay at Airbnbs. I sleep in hotels. And your boy, if I'm not sleeping on a Helix mattress, I don't sleep great. That's why I look like this right now. Your boy has not been sleeping at home on my Helix Sleep mattress. It is the best mattress you will ever put your body on. Listen, Helix Sleep has a quiz that takes 2 minutes to complete, matches your body type and your sleep preferences to the perfect mattress just for you. Not for every Joe Schmo out there. This mattress is designed and built just for you. You a side sleeper, tummy sleeper, back sleeper. They got it all, man. You don't need to take my word for it. Helix was awarded the #1 best overall mattress of 2019 and 2020 by GQ and Wired Magazine, all right? I have them at my house. The only mattress I mess with, just go to helixsleep.com/Schaub, SCHAUB. Take their 2-minute sleep quiz. They'll match you with a perfect mattress that's just built for your body and will give you the best sleep of your life. They have a 10-year warranty, and you get to try it out for 100 nights risk-free. They'll even pick it up if you don't love it, but you will, so don't worry about it. Helix is offering the Schaub Show listeners and viewers $200 off all mattress orders and free pillows for the listeners and viewers of this show. helixsleep.com/Schaub, SCHAUB. That's helixsleep.com/Schaub for up to $200 off. Man, a lot of you got vacations lined up, or you're just trying to get shredded for the summer, and you're like, oh, it's already July. I haven't even started, man. I don't know what to do. My trainer, I don't be at the gym around other people. I don't have a good trainer. Well, guess what? I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Your boy's been using Fitbod. That's right. Fitbod's smart workout app gives you custom tailored workouts. You need to keep the burn going all summer long, winter long, fall long, spring long, whatever it is. My friends at Fitbod's got you covered, man. All right? Whether you're just getting started or you're a veteran of the gym, you know every workout from Fitbod is designed to push you to the next level. It's not the repetitive, boring. No. Whatever sets you got going on, you want some progress, you're going to see all that, man. It's custom to make sure you're getting the most efficient workout possible. All right? Fitbod's smart workout app creates a custom dynamic program based on your goals, experience, and the equipment that you have available. All right? Their algorithm uses data analytics to build your best next workout, maximize results. Every workout is scientifically proven to be better than the last, man. It's crazy. This app is super easy to use. It has HD video tutorials that make learning new exercises super easy. Your trainer's in your phone now from Fitbod, man. Crush your summer fitness goals with personalized workouts from Fitbod that improves as you do. Get 25% off your subscription or try out the app for free when you sign up right now at fitbod.me/Schaub. That's 25% off your subscription or try for free at fitbod.me/Schaub, SCHAUB. Fitbod. But let's get to the fights, man. You have the big UFC 277 this Saturday. Again, we are doing a fight campaign for it. But over the weekend, you had UFC London. And I can be honest, this free fight night in London, the previous UFC London was stacked. This one was stacked. These free fight nights in London are better than the pay-per-views that we get in America. This card is more stacked, more entertaining than the pay-per-view on Saturday. But there's some really good fights on Saturday, which we'll get to. But going back to Saturday's UFC London, which was, I think, started at 10 a.m. Prelims started at 10 a.m. or 9 a.m., the early prelims.
Earlier than that, yeah.
So I was able to watch it live, which is always a blessing because you can watch it from the freaking Airbnb and chill in your underoos and freaking have nicotine and drink Diet Cokes. So UFC London, again, because the UFC London previously to this was the first time they were back in London since the lockdown and stuff like that. And it was so many finishes. I think it was all finishes. And, you know, Paddy Pimlet was on that. And so was Molly Meatball, McCann. So, you know, all those finishes, and then you're doing it again. So I think there was kind of some hype, you know, that people thought maybe you get the same thing, but it'd be tough to duplicate that energy and that excitement from the first UFC London. But this one was good. And, you know, I think the biggest takeaways from all this is Paddy Pimlet is hands down, if he was a stock, you would put all your money on him. This kid is a bona fide mother trucking superstar. And the UFC knows that. And, you know, this UFC London was kind of hampered because the main event, obviously Tom Aspinall blew his knee out and there's 15 seconds the first round. So whenever that happens, there's a little bit of, you know, cast shadow over the entire card. But, you know, besides that main event, this main card was pretty popping, man. You know, Ozdemir beat Paul Craig. I actually picked Paul Craig in that. Molly Meatball McCann did her freaking thing. Another spinning elbow, you know. And obviously her and Paddy Pimblett go together like peanut butter and jelly. You know what I'm saying? Molly the Meatball and Paddy Pimblett go together like fish and chips out there. They are just must-see TV. So they had her on, second into the main card. Ozdemir, Paul Craig, important fight, big fight for light heavyweight division. Ozdemir gets it done. Didn't think he was going to win that one. Good for him. Then Molly kicks it off, and the crowd goes fucking bananas, right? And then Krylov absolutely destroys Alexander Gustafsson. I'm sure you've seen it. DC, I think maybe Bisping, some of the other MMA heads were talking about this. He does need to stop. You know, he probably should stop. You don't want to be around too long, you know, and I don't know how much he wants to do it anymore, but you're talking about one of the best to ever do it. If he was just born a little later, he's, regarded as the greatest light heavyweight of all time, but shit happens and you come up at the same time as John Jones and DC did, and here we are. You're the third greatest of all time, you know? So nothing to hang your head about, but I freaking love Gustafsson, but I would like to see him stop. So yeah, the Gustafsson card, he gets absolutely annihilated. And then, let's be honest, the main event walks out. And the crowd was so loud. Bisping said this on the BT Sport Breakdown, which is one of my favorite shows. He goes, you guys hear how loud it is on TV? He goes, I'm telling you, he goes, personally, in my career, I've been part of big fights, especially in London. I've seen everybody's walk out. And then now as an analyst, I see the big boys walk out. Nothing is even close to a Paddy Pimblett walkout. He's like, I've never seen anything like it. And I just think, for Paddy Pimblett, fighting at 155, obviously a stacked division. Jordan Leavitt, definitely his toughest fight yet. 12-1, solid wrestler. Paddy had some issues in the first round, but he did end the first round on his back. It doesn't matter because he didn't go to the scorecard. You would maybe give that round to Jordan, even though Paddy took his back, at the end of the round there, but don't want to be too biased. So let's say Paddy lost that first round. In the second round, he gets it done with that slick rear naked choke. And the kid definitely has skills on the ground. You guys knew this. But it's kind of good for him. He's just not steamrolling through all these guys. And, it's a cakewalk for him because he's learning from all this. And he kind of was, it's tough to say. I don't want to say he's a slow starter, but it takes him a while before you really bring out the best in Paddy Pimblett. And I think Jordan Leavitt did that. But it couldn't be more obvious that he is the most famous, by far in most demand, by far must-see TV. It couldn't be any clearer for the UFC that he needs to be main event. He's overshadowing the card. He could sell this. If it was just Paddy versus Jordan, he sells this thing out. So I do think the UFC needs to take notice of that, and they do. And I'm not saying anything they don't know. But Paddy moving forward now needs to be main event. He's a main event fighter. He is hands down top 6 most famous, most must-see fighters on the roster. But this is where he's towing a fine line, because in the lightweight division, would I list Paddy in the top 15? No, not yet. But that's the nature of the beast. Everyone wants to see, Paddy Makhachev, Paddy Dustin Poirier, Paddy Justin Gaethje. Like, Jesus Christ, man. In the UFC, they've in the past, they've learned from mistakes. They rushed Darren Till, and they've rushed other guys. We'll get to it about Sugar Sean. Are they rushing him? I have a take on that where I don't think they're rushing him. But, to go from a fight of poking the guy in the eye in Pedro Munoz, then going to the #1 contender. It's a little extreme, but also the UFC, like, what do you want us to do, man? What do you want us to do? How long should we keep bringing this guy up? So at a certain point, I kind of agree with the UFC. It's kind of shit or get off the pot. I think that's what's going on with Sugar Sean. He's such a massive star, and he's also a guy who makes a lot of money outside the octagon. He's also a guy who they have brought up slow, but at some point, let's see what we got. And that's what the UFC is doing. It's weird to say. I kind of agree with them on this one. I think a lot of people are like, oh my God, you believe they're doing that? That's my initial reaction. As you look more into it and you focus on it, like, I get what they're doing. Like, all right, let's see. Can we put the company's brand and the name behind it, make him the face of the UFC as other guys are retiring. And you got, Nate Diaz, has one fight, and, a lot of these other fighters aren't very active. So I think for the UFC, it's a matter of, all right, see what we got. Let's put him against this guy. Now, Peter Yan, the number one guy, little extreme, but stylistically, if Peter Yan fancies himself a striker and, he is the shorter fighter, I can see how Sugar Sean can win that fight. Now, just because they did that to Sugar Sean doesn't mean you keep the same energy with Paddy Pimblett. For Paddy, he still has some things to work on. He still has a ways to go. He's not on Sugar's level. Sugar has had many fights in the UFC and passed a lot of tests. He did lose to Chito Vera. So just because they did that with Sugar, don't put that pressure on Paddy. Paddy has work to do. He will get there. He has the skill set to be a world champion, but he needs more experience, tougher opponents. Jordan Levitt definitely his toughest opponent yet at 12-1, but give him time. Let him grow, man. Let him grow. But you again, it's a fine line, but you can let him grow as a main event. He is a bona fide fucking superstar. He is the fifth Beatle for a reason. He can get any bigger. Because here's the thing about Paddy. You guys will watch his interviews and see the clips on Instagram or social media. That kid's arrogant. I get you. I was kind of on that same boat before I met him. And then I meet him. We do a food truck together. It's on the Thick Boy Network right now. You can watch it. When Paddy and I did a food truck, instantly you meet the kid, you go, oh, he has it. And it's not forced. It's not preconceived, kind of hot takes, or it's not WWE. It's just him. He just has it. And these type of guys come around once in a lifetime, and you saw it with Connor, and you can see it with some other guys, but Paddy has it, man. Paddy freaking has it, and he's such a good person. Deep down to his core, he's such a good person. He actually believes what he's saying, and he's entertaining. His gift of gab, and he's a Liverpool badass, man. He's the Liverpool thick boy, and he just has it. He just does. It's hard to find, and when you find it, you fucking, dude, you hang on to it, and that's what the UFC needs to do. But he is just a bona fide superstar, and he's only getting bigger. And I think, obviously, his performance, you got to win. You got to win, or none of this matters. And now we're talking about, what's next for him if he were to lose, and how he needs to recoup and do all this stuff. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about, you got to take care of business first, which he has. He's undefeated in the UFC. But to me, what makes Paddy even bigger stars, then he gets on the mic and he says his good friend committed suicide, and he got a text at 4 a.m. right before he has to cut all that weight. And now Paddy is different than a lot of lightweights because his fight starts with the weight cut, because he does like to get really big between fights. So him cutting weight is a fight in itself. Now, not only are you cutting massive amount of weight, and every calorie counts, and you're sweating your ass off, but then your good mate committed suicide. Imagine dealing with that before, and let's be honest, you're the main event in UFC London, O2 Arena. It's a big freaking deal for these guys, man. So for him to be able to combat that and still go out and perform and wait to address that just shows you what level of superstar you're working with. I don't think a lot of guys could deal with that. Now, I don't know how good of a friend it is, but he was a good enough friend that, he's crying in his post-fight press conference. And again, I think the thing that really made him a superstar is he gets on there and speaks from the heart and talks about, mental illness, and how, there's some weird thing with dudes that, it shows weakness if we talk about our mental health struggles and stuff like that. And Paddy goes, I'd rather you cry my shoulder than me going to a funeral next week. So, and none of that was preconceived. You can tell he, Bisping's asking a question. He goes, can I talk for a second? And then rips that promo about mental health and his friend committing suicide. You're like, Jesus Christ. Just when you didn't think you'd like him anymore, he does this. He's a real badass, man. Real badass. So shout out to Paddy Pimblett. What I do think is next for him is main events. Main event or bust for him. UFC knows that. But he's already captured the UK market. He's the biggest star out there. The biggest fucking star. I told you, the owner of Cage Warriors who Bisping, Connor, Dan Hardy, Aspinall, all these monsters come out of, right? Molly, all these monsters. He goes, I've been with everybody, man. We've never had a bigger star than Paddy. Not even close. I go, really? He goes, not even close, dude. Went, holy shit. He goes, it's nuts. When he's in Liverpool, he can't even walk the streets. We call him and that's where we call him the fifth Beatle. He cannot walk the streets. Holy shit, are you kidding me? He goes, yeah, dude. Never seen anything like it. He goes, even when Connor was here. He goes, don't get me wrong, Connor, big deal. Nobody bigger than Paddy.
Wow.
Big deal. So for Paddy, you have that UK market. Now, for the UFC, it's, you're bringing him to Madison Square Garden. You're bringing him to, the big boy pay-per-views. That's what you're doing. He's the main event. If you have Paddy versus Molly, Meatball, McCann, obviously, again, they're fish and chips. They're peanut butter and jelly. Put those two as the main event, co-main event. Or you put Paddy as the main event and you just have Molly somewhere on the pay-per-view card. That bitch is selling out. So now it's bringing him over to the American fans, which he's already pretty big here. But you could easily put him in Madison Square Garden at the end of the year. He wants to fight at the end of the year. So I assume that's the next step for him, is really integrating him into the American market. Americans are going to love him. How can you not? And then co-main event, you had Jack Hermansson versus Chris Curtis. The fights I got wrong were, I always pick Gustafsson because I'm biased as shit. I used to train with Gustafsson. I love Gustafsson. And then I picked Paul Craig over Osmer, so I get those two wrong. I did pick Jack Hermansson to beat Chris Curtis. Not like this, though. Not stand-up. I thought he was going to take him down and out-grapple him, but it was a striking fest, and Jack Hermansson got a huge win over Chris Curtis, short-nosed opponent. So I think also the takeaway from that is how good Sean Strickland is, who was able to just utilize a jab and beat Jack Hermansson. That's how good Sean Strickland is. I know you guys saw him get knocked out by that world-class kickboxer and Pierre, and his ego got to him, but Strickland's pretty fucking good. Especially after you see his performance against Chris Curtis, you're like, oh shit, it's a good win. It's a very good one. So, I think Darren Till kind of got away with one here, not fighting this fight. Hermansson looked phenomenal, dude, and did it with striking. So the biggest takeaway is Chris Curtis just needs better footwork. You got to cut off the fucking cage, dude. You're chasing this guy, so he has some work to do. And then the main event, the letdown there is, Tom Aspinall blew his goddamn knee out in 15 seconds. And you're talking about a big, strong guy who's not the most animated dude, and he is yelling and crying inside that octagon. I think there's nothing official yet, but from what I'm hearing, it's an MCL tear, which, thank God to modern, science and technology and advancement in medicine, because usually that'd be a career ender, but he'll be back. Even if he blew that entire MCL out, which they believe he did, 6 to 8 months, he'll be back. So, it's not an ideal thing for Curtis Blaydes, because Curtis Blaydes, Tom Aspinall, which I hate the fight for Tom anyways, and even the 15 seconds, you're like, oh, we got to fight here. Those boys are throwing. But you wanted whoever there's no way that thing was going to go 5 rounds the way they came out firing at each other, which we wanted to see it. And I'd love to see that rematch. And I'm not a guy who likes to see rematches when stuff like this happens, but I would love to see that fight ran back. The shame is you have kind of this heavyweight tournament going on with Cyril Gane, Tai Tuivasa, Curtis Blaydes, and Tom Aspinall. And then you have, on the other side of the bracket too, you have John Jones and Stipe. And then you have your champ Francis, and he's figuring things out, come from an injury and chasing the Tyson Fury fight. So you have all these weird dynamics going on. But in this tournament, Curtis Blaydes, Tom Aspinall was kicking it off, and whoever won this, it's a big deal. You're right up there, and you wanted that rub off of the finish, the highlight of the finish, to sell the next fight. Tom Aspinall blows his fucking MCL out. So Curtis Blaydes like, here we go. So technically he did win, but it's not the way you want to win, and it's tough to sell his next fight, but it is a win. So shout out to Curtis Blaydes. You flew down there, blew his fucking knee out. Freak accidents. It's just, this is what, the third time this has happened? Because think about it, last main event in Long Island, Brian Ortega, Yair Rodriguez. Brian Ortega blew his shoulder out. due to submission. But you could also say Tom Aspinall was due to the striking of Curtis Blaydes. He was reacting and going backwards and blew his knee out, and that's why it's a TKO. So you have Curtis Blaydes, Tom Aspinall, fight ends in a freak accident. You have Brian Ortega, less of a freak accident. I told you on last week's episode, I think it's more of Yair Rodriguez applying pressure on the shoulder, but either way, you have a premature stoppage. And prior to that, you have an even, I don't want to say bigger fight, but big fight with a superstar in Sugar Sean and Pedro Munoz, and Pedro can't go on to, his eye was fucked up. It's 3 in a row, man. We got a problem. It's not the way you want to get things done. Obviously, the UFC just goes, yep, that happened. That guy got the win. We're going to move on because the UFC went, all right, Sugar Sean, technically you beat Pedro Munoz, the number, 7 guy in the division. We'll take that as a win, and you got to finish. So here's Peter Yan, So that's the way the UFC is viewing this stuff. So I think for Curtis Blaydes, he's going to get a big-time fight. I would imagine he gets the winner of Cyril Gane and Tai Tuivasa, which both good matchups for him. And then you got John Jones and Stipe doing their thing. And then Francis out for a hot second, recovering from that, knee surgery and chasing the Tyson fight and contract issues. So, and then also even with the Yair Rodriguez, he blew Ortega's shoulder out. Even though a lot of the narrative is there's pre-stoppage due to an injury. Again, I think it was a submission victory. The UFC, no matter how you feel about it, reward him. He'll probably get a title shot, probably interim title against Emmett or something like that. So they're rewarding these guys, even though they're not getting it done the way we want to. But it doesn't matter. So fun card overall, but don't let that main event bum me out. I feel terrible for Tom Aspinall.
Yeah. Well, Curtis even went on record saying that he's not going to give him the rematch because he did beat him, and he says that he doesn't want to risk his ranking by also waiting for Tom to heal up and then fighting him. Yeah.
No, fuck no. Wait for Tom Aspinall to recover from MCL surgery?
I know.
No. Chris Blaydes has to move on. The show continues. I don't care who you are. The show continues.
Yeah.
Yeah, good card. Again, I thought this card was better than the pay-per-view this Saturday for UFC 277. UFC 277, I think it's in Dallas. It's in Texas.
It is in Texas, yeah. American Airlines Center.
American Airlines Center? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Dallas. So that place looks sweet, by the way, when you drive by it. I'm surprised to put Derrick Lewis on this card. Not only put Derrick Lewis on the card, they gave him a fucking tough matchup against Sergei Pavlovich. Pavlovich. They gave him a tough matchup. And he also struggles when he fights at home. He's such a better fighter outside Texas. Yeah. Especially when he's fighting top of the spear guys. I don't know why they do it. Against Cyril Gane, he was like, I just didn't want to be there. I didn't show up. And then, so he doesn't perform in that one. And like, all right, let's run it back in Texas. I think it was Houston. Here's Tai Tuivasa. And then Tai Tuivasa, lands when the elbow is brutal. So, he's on a tough track, man. I don't know if his team asked for this or what. It's obviously a mental kind of block for him when he fights at home, and they're putting him back on her against a very fucking tough opponent. I think he's slightly favored, but I would not bet on him in this.
Minus 110, and
it's even money.
Yeah,
minus 110. I get that. You don't know what version of Derrick Lewis is going to show up in Texas. Sergey is a fucking tough opponent for him in Texas. I'm excited for that fight if Derrick Lewis gets his mind right. It's a phenomenal fight. The other kind of one you want to start on this is the one that kicks off the main event, which is Anthony Smith versus
Ankalaev.
For Anthony Smith, he's won 3 in a row. Magomed is he's like Makhachev. You know what I'm saying? He's like Makhachev, but way bigger. He's a fucking problem. And, Anthony Smith is a pretty big underdog in this. I can't pick against Anthony Smith. Obviously, I'm biased. I think Anthony Smith gets it done. I think Anthony Smith has fought tougher opponents. He has a tougher strength of schedule, and he has passed that test. And with Magomed, minus 490, plus 390 at light heavyweight.
Yeah,
that's not good for Anthony Smith. But I think Anthony Smith is going to find a way to get it done. and he's on a streak right now. He feels a little, he feels the type of way about the way the light heavyweight conversation is going right now. So the other thing, going back to Curtis Blaydes, I forgot to mention, keep note that Curtis Blaydes and John Jones are talking shit to each other.
Yeah.
There's something there. Depending how John looks against Stipe, there couldn't be a worse matchup for Curtis Blaydes. John can wrestle.
Oh.
So if you're Curtis Blaydes and you're forced to strike with a much rangier, longer John Jones and can't get him down, tough fight. But, Curtis Blaydes has I'd say a power advantage. But outside that, on the feet, and, he's a double leg guy, explosive double leg guy. Be careful, man. With John, double leg, be tough. Be very, very tough. You guys know how high I'm on John Jones. I think he's the best to ever fucking do it. So, but yeah, back to the UFC 277 pay-per-view. I'm rooting for Anthony Smith. They gave him a tough fucking fight. He's the biggest dog on the main card. Alexander and Alex Perez. Perez had that great showing. But he's been inactive. He fought Figueiredo for the flyweight championship, and he lost in the first round. So I don't say it a great showing, but his last fight was for the title. He's been out 2 years though. Being inactive and then jumping right into the deep end, I hate that. Tough fight for Alex. Very tough fight. But notice they're on this for a reason, because you have the interim title fight going on with Brandon Moreno, Kai Kara France. Kai Kara France and Brandon Moreno have fought before, and Brandon Moreno beat him via decision. They've both gotten a lot better since then, but make no kind of its, ands, or buts about it. They've both gotten better, and Brandon Moreno beat him even back in the day. I would assume Brandon does it again, And the main event, listen, with Juliana Peña and Amanda Nunes, this is, I think if you look at that last fight, Juliana Peña went into that fight going, I'm going to win this. And I was like, no, you're not. It's one of the biggest upsets in UFC history as far as odd makers go. But, is it a case? There's so much going on in Amanda Nunes' life. One of the greatest to ever do it, if not the greatest. I think most of the fight community has her as the greatest female fighter of all time. She's a favorite in this, minus 275, which is just a lack of respect for Juliana Peña. If you're going to bet on this fight, you're hoping it's an old school version of Amanda Nunes, not the successful one who has everything. Recently, she's married, she has a kid, she has a new gym now, she has money in the bank. So how bad does Amanda Nunes wants it? I don't know if I'm willing to bet on that. I think Juliana Peña, and if you watch that back to the first fight, it's not like Juliana beat the shit out of her. I think we're more surprised how well she was doing. So in this rematch, I would assume Amanda Nunes takes it a little more serious. If you are going to bet on it, that's what you're betting on. That she isn't overlooking Juliana Peña. She realizes she can be beat. She's focused, had a solid training camp. And if it's a vintage Amanda Nunes, yeah, she'll probably win. But I just think Father Time is caught up with her. Success maybe caught up with her. Juliana Peña is more hungry. And also, Juliana Peña, you beat her once, everyone goes, that was a fluke. So now she has something to prove where she is the better fighter. So, I'll take Juliana Peña, man. I think she gets it done. And that's, I'm saying that, and I'm not crazy confident, but I am saying that because I do think Juliana Peña right now, in current freaking, July 25th on Monday, is a better fighter. 2 years ago, Amanda Nunes, yeah, all day. But now, Father Time, success, Juliana Peña wants it more. She's hungry. She's an underdog again, even though she beat her. So disrespectful. So I'll take Juliana Peña. Drew Dober's on the undercard, who I'm never mad at. So again, this thing's not gonna blow your fucking hair back. Let's take another break here on the Schaub Show, because this Saturday you have a big old UFC pay-per-view, UFC 277. You also have a Calabasas Fight Companion, 7 p.m. Pacific, live on Thick Boy YouTube. But you know what? You can watch UFC 277, and you can bet with the best. You can make some bank while watching with your bros. Bros, and bank. That's right. Do it with DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of the UFC. This Saturday, new customers can bet $5 on any fighter to win and get $100 in free bets, win or lose. Want even more action? Cool. You can also double your winnings on a same game parlay. All right, same fight parlay. They say game, I say fight. Combine multiple bets like which fighter will win, how long the fight will last, do they get a finish, do they go to decision, whatever it is. Combine multiple bets, all right? Just place your UFC 277 same game parlay. If it hits, you win double. DraftKings is safe, secure, reliable. Best of all, you can deposit and withdraw your cash whenever you want. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. Use promo code Schaub Show, SCHAUB Show. Bet $5 on any UFC 277 fighter to win and get $100 in free bets no matter what. That's code Schaub Show this Saturday at DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of the UFC. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details. See next page for directions for disclaimers. Hey man, if you're like me, I took French in high school. I don't know a lick of French. You send me to Paris right now, I will get lost. I can't understand French. I can't speak French. I'm also married to a Mexican wife. She only speaks Spanish. It's a disaster. But then my friends at Babbel said, yo fam, we got you covered. You want to know all the bad stuff your family's saying behind your back at these barbecues? I went, I sure do, but I'm 38. I can't learn a new language. They went, you got to try Babbel, dude. The language learning app that sold more than 10 million subscriptions. All right. It's easy. It's easy to digest. Babbel teaches bite-sized language lessons that actually you'll use. Not like this in school where you learn all this random stuff. Nope. Listen, your boy's taking Spanish. Babbel's 15-minute lessons. I do it while I drive to work. 15-minute lessons make it the perfect way to learn a new language on the go. And other language learning apps use AI for the lesson plans, but Babbel lessons were created by over 100 language experts. We gotcha. And their methods, they're scientifically proven to be effective and fun as well. Babbel, you can choose from 14 different languages, including Spanish, your boy, French in high school, Italian and German, plus Babbel's speech recognition technology helps you improve on everything, including your accent, all right? There's so many ways to learn with Babbel. Right now, when you purchase a 3-month Babbel subscription, you get an additional 3 months free. That's 6 months for the price of 3. Just go to Babbel.com, use promo code Schaub, SCHAUB. That's Babbel, BABBEL.com. Code is Schaub. What do you got, Jen?
Alrighty. A little quick picture. This is pretty cool. After the fight, Tom Aspinall and Curtis Blaydes shared a couple of beers.
Yeah, good for them, man. Good for them. I love that.
All right. We talked about the Sun Fire and the kid, but not really here yet. Nate Diaz, Khamzat. So they verbally agreed, but it's on the UFC website. So
it's happening. Yeah, no, this is official. This is as official as it gets. It says on Fire and the Kids. If Brett Okamoto tweets it out, it's official. He's the sound piece to Dana White. They're coming to him with breaking news. Yeah. Used to be Ariel, now it's Brett Okamoto. So if he blasts this out, you can bet your bottom dollar it's fucking happening. So until I hear from him, I'm always like, yeah, I don't know. But with this, it's definitely happening. Obviously, it's happening. The UFC has on their goddamn website. So you have Khamzat versus Nate Diaz. And I think a lot of, especially Nate Diaz fans, are pissed off because they're like, oh, this is how you repay a guy after 15 years of hard work in the UFC. From a business decision, the UFC's going, yeah, dude, we've offered him fights. He's up for the Khamzat fight. He thinks he can beat Khamzat. And Khamzat, we think, is the next big thing. Nate Diaz is a massive superstar. So this is what we do. They've done this to fighters they do this all the time. It's the young line prospect from Sweden via Chechnya versus Nate Diaz, the older, more famous, more well-known guy, and all they're trying to do is get Nate Diaz fan base to tune in to watch Khamzat and capture some of that fan base. That's what's going on here. And at the same time, too, if I'm Dana White, people think he was throwing shade on Nate Diaz, going, he's won one fight in 6 years, dude. We're trying to find a fight. You out of your mind, you think he's fighting Izzy or Francis or, fighting a champion. It doesn't make any sense. He's won one fight in fucking 6 years. So what do you want us to do? And, Nate Diaz has been throwing shade at Dana, stuff like that. So Dana goes, okay, here's Khamzat. You want to fight? Here's Khamzat. It's literally the worst matchup we could think of for
crazy.
Now, we know you're just going to do this because you want out of your contract and you go on to fight Jake Paul, and that's fine. But you're going to walk through some fucking fire, some Chechenian via Sweden fucking fire. And this kid is good. All around good. But I like chaos. And I think it would be hilarious if Nate Diaz won. Hilarious. Hilarious. And I don't think, it doesn't hurt the Jake Paul fight even if Nate were to get mollywopped. I don't think it hurts it. Nate's so goddamn tough, though. He's going to be able to take some of Khamzat's best shots. But Khamzat, if he fancies himself a brawler again, like he did against Gilbert Burns, if it's a brawl, if Khamzat goes, I'm just going and trying to destroy this guy, I'm going to get in a fucking fisticuffs, a phone booth fight, I'll put some money on Nate Diaz. I think Nate Diaz is a better boxer, 100% better boxer. Now, he's not younger. He didn't hit as hard. He doesn't have all the assets, to go toe-to-toe with Khamzat. But if Khamzat fights stupid, Nate Diaz does have the experience and the big fight experience to pull something out of his ass. I think it would be hilarious. Chance of that happening? Not good. Khamzat is a minus 1250. That is offensive. But also right on spot, Tough fucking. There couldn't be a worse matchup for Nate Diaz. Fuck with Bull, you're going to get the horns. And that's what he did. And that's what the UFC is doing. I said some fighting kid, when this fight got announced and then Sugar Sean versus
Peter Yan.
Dana woke up and was like, oh, it's fuck 'em Wednesday. That's what this is. And he called his UFC employees like, hey, guys, so I get 2 fights for you. We got Khamzat, Nate Diaz, and Sugar Sean, Peter Yan. Like, Jesus Christ. And then Jake Paul put, better believe I'm putting my money on Nate Diaz to win versus fake Khabib. Oh, interesting.
Interesting. I don't know if he's
hyping up
really
the fight.
believes
He's hyping up his fight with Nate Diaz.
Yeah.
That's all he's doing. What else you got, Jen?
That's
September 10th. Wonder if I'm in town then. September's so busy.
It is.
Tickets go on sale July 29th, but it's September 10th. And it's T-Mobile Vegas, yeah. I'm in Appleton, Wisconsin. Okay, that's cool. Love to do a companion for that. What else you got, Jen?
This is a quick one on. I haven't heard from Lorenz Larkin in a long time, but
from who?
Lorenz Larkin.
Okay.
On the show.
Yeah, I love Lorenz.
So there's this take on Jake Paul.
When you have effing YouTubers renting out Staples Center, having box matches, and you have these fighters like Jake Paul, who, let's be honest, he can fight for where he's at, and the guys he's fighting don't have a boxing background. Well, that's not true. For these type of guys to come in, it just changes combat sports, makes people think, oh, I can do that shit. You won't be like, hey, dude, I'm an athlete. I can go fucking heads up with Warren Sapp or fucking Ray Lewis. Very old school references. Deep callback. He didn't want to go current, huh? Even J.J. Watt,
Yeah.
or Aaron Donald, that'd be more relevant, or Von Miller, whatever. He said Warren Sapp or Ray Lewis. You wouldn't think that. You'd be like, fuck no. Yeah.
And I didn't hear from Lorenz in a long time, but he's not doing too bad in Bellator.
No, it started off rough for him, and then now he's been on it. He's been on the go now. Yeah, he's been doing the damn thing.
All right, you already covered Sean O'Malley, Peter Yan. But so Aljamain Sterling versus TJ Dillashaw is being moved to that 280 card. Yeah.
Ooh, doggy. Enjoy that, fellas. Enjoy that long trip.
So that's one matchup that's moved there.
Yeah, for Sugar Sean, I do think stylistically in the top 3, Peter Yan is his best matchup. Don't get me wrong, it's a tough fucking fight for him. He's been an underdog, but there are ways for him to win that. My whole thing with this is, obviously the UFC is a marathon, not a sprint for longevity. So if you were to get past Peter Yan, we got Aljamain Sterling and TJ Dillashaw waiting for you. Mm-hmm. And them boys can wrestle. So we'll see.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see it. I'm a little bit with UFC, because how many UFC fights does Sugar have?
Let's see.
Go to him. You look it up. He has a pretty, and outside the UFC, he has fights too. So it's not like he's some young buck. I think it's the UFC going, all right, let's see if we can bet on you, man.
Since the Contender Series since 2017.
He has 1, 2, and I'm counting the UFC Contender Series. So he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 fights in the UFC. That's a lot of fights, dude. That's a good amount of fights.
Yeah.
good enough to, again, how they slow played him, which is great. Now the UFC's going, it's time to shit or get off the pot. Let's see what we got here. Because Nate Diaz is leaving. Other guys are leaving. We need the new crop of superstars that we can bank on. Let's see if Sugar's that guy. That's all they're doing. I'm not mad at it. I think Sugar can win the fight.
Yeah,
there is some capacity where he can win. Yeah, the length. Yeah, the he's unpredictable. The footwork. Sugar's a beast.
All right, on that same card, Beneil Dariush has a new partner.
Oof,
Gamrot.
That's a great fight.
Yep,
great fight.
And this one here, not official, but Michael Chandler is kind of teasing that he's going to be fighting Poirier.
We did a food truck with Michael Chandler. It drops this Wednesday. We talk about it. I think, I told him this on the food truck. I said, it's the fight business. And I think for him, he's the only name that is being brought up when you refer to Conor McGregor and Nate Diaz, right? And he's like, yeah, but that's great and all, but I want to be a world champion. I get all that, but you could fight both those guys, get that fan base, capture that fan base, capture that momentum, and then, once we figure out who's the champ, then go over there and fight that. Because if you beat those guys, you get those fights, your profile goes through the fucking roof. The UFC can bank on you, which they already are, because he brings entertainment. And coming off that knockout of the year against Tony Ferguson, you fight a Nate Diaz and a Conor McGregor, and then you go fight for it. He's a fighter's fighter, and he's like, yeah, I'd love to, if Makhachev were to win, I'd love to get that Makhachev fight first. I'm like, you got 2 kids now. You just stopped another baby. You have 2 kids. Like, make your money, dude. You're the only guy that's in both conversations. There's a real possibility those could happen. So if you look at Chandler, he has possible next fights. He has Dustin Poirier. He has Nate Diaz, but that's gone, right? So really is Dustin Poirier. Nate Diaz just got a fight, his last fight, so that's not happening. You're never going to see Nate Diaz, Michael Chandler. It's not happening. Then you have Conor McGregor, So depending when Conor wants to come back, and obviously the Conor trilogy fight's not happening with Nate Diaz, so Conor's definitely a possibility for him, depending on the health of Conor McGregor's leg. And then you have Dustin Poirier. Not bad. If you're a Michael Chandler fan, not bad at all. So him versus Poirier is a big fight. Big fight. Now, out of Nate Diaz, Conor McGregor, and Dustin Poirier, it's the least kind of big name fight, but still big fight. Dustin Poirier, massive name. Massive. So good fight for Chandler. And there's beef there, He talked about the altercation they had at the UFC. So you'll hear it on Food Truck on Wednesday. It's good. Cool. And then the fourth one in the next match of him is if Makhachev were to get by Charles Oliveira, that'd be the next fight for him. So, Makhachev, Dustin Poirier, or Conor, not bad. Yeah. Not bad if you're a Chandler fan. What else you got, Chen?
This right here. So Alexander Rakić and Jimi Manawa were at the London event, and then Alexander saying that Jimi Manawa sucker punched him there.
That's not good. And Rakić has Jimi a bum knee, right?
You piece of shit. You son of a bitch, man. What a pussy move you did last night on me. Guys, I'll just let you know that after the event at UFC London, I was escorting, the securities escorting me to the transfer, to the hotel, back to the hotel, and Mr. Still Sleep was sitting in my row at the end of the row, so I needed to pass him by. And I passed by and he talked to me something. I didn't really pay attention first, and the second, I have nothing to do with that guy. For me, this is over. So I start to turn away and he sucker punched me. And even in that close range, he couldn't catch my head. I think he hit me with the forearm on my neck. And the securities were so fast here and they separate us. Man, what a fucking pussy move. You knew that I'm be alone in London by myself. You knew that I had surgery 9 weeks ago. And you did this. Man, you're such a bad loser. And I want to people know what a piece of shit you are. I'm gonna stay in your head forever. I retire you, I knocked you out, and the world saw that. So, happy retirement, Mr. Sleep.
Yeesh. Yeah, apparently there's some online comments.
Yeah, I guess, Jimi Manawa was accusing Rakić of DMing him Like, I KO'd you or something, and also, do you need some money? Because, he won $50K for it.
Yeesh.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
So
Manawa's a fighter's fighter. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? He's a real tough dude.
He said he would slap, Mano said he would slap him in public if he saw him. So
Interesting.
and he said it was a slap and it wasn't an actual sucker punch.
I'd rather get punched. Had to give him what he deserves for acting like a troll. Interesting.
Yeah. It's just a quick one here.
Who's saying this?
This is Yair.
Yair Rodriguez says, Volkanovski had the opportunity to face me before he decided to fight Korean Zombie. That's why I was upset. From the top 5, I'm one of the guys that he hasn't fought. I think that would be a great fight. I respect the champ a lot. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. And let me jump to this.
That person has a good point. Go back, Jen.
Mm-hmm.
This guy is 1-1 in like 3 years with that win being Ortega's shoulder popping out. See, I disagree. There was a submission. Why has he been talking about a title shot so much? Based on what? Not a bad take.
And this is Bryce Mitchell.
Can I fight Yair and get a title shot after I win? Because if so, I will do that. I would love Bryce Mitchell to fight Yair. I think he beats Yair.
I do too.
Someone says,
what's up?
Someone says Bryce versus Arnold Allen. Oof. Yeah, I see it. Taking away 2 young lions. Yeah. Even Arnold Allen versus Yair. Sign me up.
I guess Daniel Cormier was talking to, I'm not sure where, but so he said that at one point, one of the John Jones fights, it did so well that Dana White told him, hey, I'm going to give you $1 million on top of whatever he got paid.
Yeah.
And the next day he got a check for $1 million.
So his Dan comes 2 days later. Hey man, you all killed it. Numbers are out of this world. He goes, we're going to send you $1 million. This is 2 on 15. Dude sent me $1 million check the next day just because he said I did a great job. Well, yeah, dude. You fought John. I mean, that's the least he could do. I mean, it's cool he did that.
Yeah.
But also, you know how much money they made for him to call and give you $1 million, DC? You know?
Still dope, though.
It's dope. The problem was back in the day when that stuff would happen. I mean, that's dope, but you couldn't, like, I fought in those days. So 2015... I think it's probably when I retired, but those days, those undisclosed discretionary bonuses, we had no idea who was getting what. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you wouldn't. Sometimes you get a little something, sometimes you get a lot. It was nerve wracking. You couldn't depend on anything, especially if you're on the main card. They'd always give a discretion bonus, but you had no clue. It might be $5,000, might be $50,000, might be $100,000. Might be $1 million. We had no clue.
I always wonder what the actual money was, how much money. But you're saying like as low as...
Yeah, it could be as low as $5,000. Yeah, if you're on the main card, it'd be as low as $5,000. But also, the issue with doing that is you never told people, So DC now comes out, fucking 7 years later, and give me $1 million. But if the fighters knew how much those discretionary bonuses were, then in your contract you could negotiate, but that's why they do that. That's one of the reasons they do it. It was undisclosed bonuses.
Yeah.
It's cool you get $1 million, but imagine how much money they made.
True. This is just, I think Daniel Cormier talking to MMA Fighting, and he just made a comment about Jones again.
Man, you did some stuff to my career that never let me settle because now I don't know. I could know through the fights that maybe this dude is just better than me. But also know that if you're not doing the things that are boosting you, can you really work to that level that I'm working at? I can't let it go. He's a cheater. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. All right. Oh, check this out.
Yeah, to be fair, though, you're also talking about a guy doing blow the week of the fight, staying up to fucking 6 a.m.,
Yeah.
So if he also got rest, would he be about, like, he was able to compete at that level and still really not train? It's double. You did pop.
Yeah.
But also not professional in all aspects. So again, he's not getting the proper nutrition, proper training. You are, so you have an advantage there. Now that's on him. And that's, it's interesting.
Yeah.
I get what DC's saying. 100%.
Never truly know.
Yeah, you don't know. You're like, yeah, maybe I am the greatest of all time. But and he was on fucking PEDs.
Yeah.
We don't. But it's too late now.
Yep. All right. This one, I don't know what to think of it, but Tyson Fury was on his Instagram saying that he would, the only way he'd get out of retirement to fight Joshua is if they did it for free.
Why
for
free?
for the fans?
Why free?
No idea.
Why not make money off it, Tyson? That's how the fight happens. I'll sign the contract today. He's only 33 too. The fight's got to be for free. Free to air on television, and all tickets go for free. No money's to be made out of this British historic fight if it happens. There's the terms. I'm in the driving seat. Take it or effing leave it. The ball's in your court, guys. Either way, I don't give a damn.
Makes no sense.
Well, I think for him too, he's like, yeah, I don't have to do shit. I'll do it for free. And you know Joshua's not going to do it for free. He's not Tyson Fury, although he makes so much money. But
yeah,
tight move.
And this is Charles Oliveira and his bling.
Jesus Christ. He definitely brought the bling to London.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. This I thought was just funny.
Hilarious.
Have you seen this video?
Yeah, my brother showed me this. Look how much cocaine Oscar's on.
Eyes, dude.
He's all.
And then he goes,
I love when he passes it all.
It's so trippy.
The guy likes blow.
Yeah.
Who cares? I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, whatever.
He's old. He's not fighting.
Not
Who
fighting.
gives a fuck? Probably tired. Was up all night, doing the goddamn thing.
All right, so this is a few months old, but I didn't see it before. I'll play it for you.
Last fight, I was tired. I was exhausted. I'm about to launch this NFT that's going to change the fight game. And I put in 30 all-nighters before that fight. I had herpes before that fight, 2 outbreaks in the span of a week. I'm here. I'm healthy. Let's go. Whatever. It doesn't matter. I'll fight.
Come here, say, no doubt. Yeah, it sounds like you've been through a lot. Herpes? What's that have to do?
2 outbreaks in a week, he said.
Now, and also the commentator, it looks like Joe Rogan and Bass Rutten had a baby. Yeah, he looks like a combo. No, it looks like Bass Rutten, Rogan, and Jimmy Smith they have just a baby, and that's this guy. And there he is.
There you
go. Been through a lot, man. You got NFT. I haven't slept in 30 days. I have herpes.
Twice in a week.
God,
I know. Like, why you
dropping an NFT, man? It's a herpes NFT.
Yeah, pretty crazy.
Comes and goes. But you can keep it forever. Mm-hmm. That's herpes.
That sucks. Yeah. So this is before the fight with Javier Fortuna. This is Ryan Garcia. I guess he
looked good too, man.
He looked great. I guess he lost his $150,000 watch at that time, and somehow Javier Fortuna found it and gave it back to him.
To say what watch it is?
No. Does it?
What's the video there?
I'll show you.
And Garcia, your main event tomorrow night, ladies and gentlemen.
God, a little respect here? Okay. Okay.
What is he giving him now? What did he just give him?
I don't know. These fighters are good.
De La Hoya just blitzed. He's all.
Oh my gosh.
De La Hoya, classic.
Yeah. Speaking of watches, we kind of talked about this off air, but Drake bet like 2-something million. He won 3.
Here's the thing, kids. Listen, I love Drake. Drake is my favorite person on this earth, not including my kiddos. He's right up there. Mm-hmm. But how long do you guys want to pretend that he's actually putting time and looking into the bets and that this isn't all a promotion? If you don't think I don't know who he's using. I forget. Is it Stake? Stake? Scousers parlay at Stake. Mm-hmm. Here's how this goes. Stake goes, hey, Drake, here's $10 million, $20 million. Post that on who you're betting. Bet on these two. These two are going to win. Bet on these two is going to make you look better. Because there's the Drake curse, right? Mm-hmm. Like whenever Drake's gone for someone or bet on someone, they've lost. So they call it the Drake curse, kind of like the Kardashian curse, right? When they date these NBA players and then they just fucking eat shit. So for Drake, he's been under the curse. Stake betting goes, hey, Drake, you're the most famous guy on earth. Post your bets. We'll tell you to bet on, right? And we'll reverse this curse for you. You make money. It's good PR. It's good for the fighters. And then, he made what he bet 2.2 and 3.7.
I'm with you on this now.
I'm telling you. Yeah, that's what's going on here. And so, again, I'm not mad at the hustle. I'm just letting you guys peek behind the curtain here. Okay? And this curtain's deep. Okay? So you're peeking behind the curtain. Drake, I bet if he ran into Molly Meatball in Toronto, run through the 6, he would not stop and would not recognize her. I would be willing to bet on DraftKings only. Okay, not stake. DraftKings only here because, again, I'm on the curtain too. So I would be willing to bet if DraftKings had odds that Drake, if he was running through the 6, if Drake was running through the Scousers and trying to find the 5th Beetle, he couldn't do it if you gave him a lineup of 2 people. If it was Paddy Pimblett and one guy that kind of looks like a Beetle, Drake could not figure out who the fighter is. That's the way the business goes. I hear you. And so he won 3.7. You go, I'm going to give you guys new Rolexes. Hey, dude.
That's still
Hey,
cool.
man, you're worth billions, right? You have a private jet. So you're going to go all out and you've won 3.7, which didn't win 3.7. It's all fake, right? So they're paying him a flat fee and then he's not getting that money. That's cool, though. I don't want to ruin it for everybody. But so 3.7, let's say in some crazy world he actually won 3.7. You won 3.7 off their hard work and you're giving $40,000 gift. Now, some people, he could do nothing. He could, don't you think it's cool? He could do nothing. Yeah, I guess. Or he actually won all this money and he doesn't know who they are. And someone told him to parlay the bet on him and he could really hook him up, you know? Like what's 3.7 million to Drake? I know. I'd be willing to bet from one of his shows. He's making probably that and merch or some shit, you know? So it's nothing to him, dude. But good for them.
Yeah, still cool.
It's like when The Rock, you know, here's the curtain. Here I am, right? This is me, curtain open. It's like when The Rock gave his stuntman who's been with him for 18 years, when he gave him a F-150. And then did anybody go, aren't you sponsored by F-150? And that cost Rock nothing because Ford gave it to him because that's part of his deal. So he gave it to his guy who's literally breaking his back in CT to play whatever the fucking 7th Jumanji, and that guy starts crying. And you know, it's a good gesture, but figure it out. Here's the curtain. What's up? Rock got that car for free, and he gave him a basic F-150. You could have done more, Rock, is all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying. You know, Rock also, this is like not that brand new news, but Logan Paul, I guess they used to do videos together and do stuff, because when Logan was with Disney, I guess they did a lot of stuff with Rock.
I'm way ahead of you. And then Logan gets in trouble at the Japanese forest. And then Rock was like,
privately,
that's my time. Yeah.
Privately, can you delete all of our pictures? And he went through like his representative instead of doing it like,
yeah. Pretty
kind of jacked up.
Pretty shady.
Yeah.
But, you know, PR move, that's
curtain.
PR in general. You know, if you're trying to fucking sell Jumanji 7, you don't want to be associated with Logan Paul at that time. You know? Especially overseas. It's a bad look.
Yeah. He needs his fans.
But that'd be like me, like, guys, I'm going to do a life-changing thing. Chin, I'm going to give you a can of rain. Everyone's like, what? Aren't you sponsored by, don't you get free rain? I'm like, yeah. Chin, I'm going to hook you up because I appreciate all your hard work. Thanks, here's a can of nicotine from Rogue. Exactly. Hey, Chin, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you coming to work every day. Here's a Thick Boy t-shirt. You know?
Yeah.
Same shit.
Pretty much.
Same shit.
Yeah.
He's just at a much higher level. You know?
Okay.
Jen, I appreciate the work, man. I'm going to give you one free ticket to the next one championship fight. You know, it's like, didn't you just sign a deal with him? I did. But you're going to be in the front row.
But I'll dig it.
Yep. Can you pay for my flight? Absolutely not. It's in Singapore.
All right. So this is Reiner de Ritter.
I'll pay for your flight, but you're flying Spirit Air. 19 hours. 19 hours to Singapore. Spirit Air.
Can you imagine, dude?
No.
Yeah, that would suck.
What is this?
This is his name is Reiner de Ritter from One Championship, and he did this, I guess, inverted triangle. I'll show you.
Oh, that's filthy. Very rare to see these. Did he pull the elbow over? Oh, wow, that's tight. Pull the arm, dog. Oh, damn, he put him to sleep. That guy just didn't know he was in it.
Nope.
Didn't know he was in it. It was too late.
Yeah.
That's sick. That was dope. That was a great highlight, Jen.
Thanks, dude. This is, I don't know, but so Sean O'Malley says he wants half of Sterling's pay-per-view points because he believes all the fans are going to be coming for his fight with Jan.
That's funny.
Yeah.
To be fair, yeah, he's bigger, but that's not the way the UFC works. No. It's also like when Jake Paul talked about his biggest pay-per-view numbers when he was on the Mike Tyson card. It's like, you don't think Mike Tyson anything do that? And he'll joke, he knows though. He'll joke around like, yeah, I mean, Mike had something to do with it, but everyone, you know. So yeah, Sugar Sean, great headline though.
Yeah,
yeah, he's right. More people. He's more famous than Sterling, even though he's the guy.
All right. That's pretty much for currents.
That's it, kids. I give a little preview of UFC 277 this Saturday. There will be a fight companion only for the main event, 7 p.m. Pacific on Thick Boy YouTube Live. I will announce the lineup who will be joining me, sipping whiskey, putting nicotine, having a grand old time. That is this Saturday, UFC 277 Fight Companion, Calabasas Fight Companion. I'll have some news for you as far as old school Fight Companion goes too, with Mr. Joe Rogan, Eddie Bravo, Brian Cal, myself. But yeah, this Saturday is not that crew. This Saturday is the Calabasas Fight crew. So that's this Saturday at 7 p.m. live on Thick Boy YouTube. And I'm off this week from touring. I'll be doing spots around LA. Probably see me at the Laugh Factory Improv this week. I know I'm at the Laugh Factory on Tuesday night. But outside that, the Trash Panda tour continues in Baltimore, Maryland. Never been, looking forward to it. Baltimore is freaking August 4th through the 6th. And then the next date is Chicago, August 26th. One night, one show only, 7 p.m. show at the Den Theater in Chicago. Because August 27th is the Tough Mudder right outside Chicago. And it's me versus the Buttery Bros competition at the 10 a.m. Thick Mudder in Chicago. Sign up right now at Tough Mudder. Promo code is Team Brendan. And you can sign up to run with me. It is limited capacity. So I'm telling you, if you wait till like the week of, there's going to be no spots. Because last time we had over 500 people sign up. It's too many people. So they can't put all of us in the same heat. So they break it up. People get pissed because you're not running with your thick friend here and the thick crew, Mark and the rest of the boys. So they're putting a capacity limit on it so you can run with me. So that is at 10 a.m. On the 27th in Chicago. Go to Tough Mudder right now and sign up for that. But tour-wise, August 26th, that is a Friday, and that's a one show only at the Den Theater. Then Appleton, Wisconsin, September 8th through the 10th. Ontario just got announced. Ontario Improv, September 15th through the 17th. Then I end September in Boston. I can't wait for this. Laugh Boston, never done it. Decided to forego the Wilbur Theater because I love Boston so much. I want to spend some time there. Get my work in, man. I'm there Thursday through Saturday. Boston is Laugh Boston. But Baltimore, you're up next week, August 4th through the 6th. Let's run it like the Wire. Let's dance like Ray Lewis at the Super Bowl. Baltimore is next week, August 4th through the 6th. That's it, kids. We have a food truck dropping on Wednesday with Michael Chandler on the Thick Boy YouTube. The Green Room Diaries bit for San Diego drops on all social media platforms tomorrow, Tuesday, and the second part will be released on Thursday. That's it. Enjoy the fights. I will see you Saturday for the live fight campaign at 7 p.m. Pacific on Thick Boy YouTube. Any tickets you need, thickboy.com. We have Thick Boy merch dropping soon too. I will announce that. We have some dope ass tie-dye stuff dropping, and the white shirt you see me wearing in the tank top and the tee drops as well. Stay posted on it. It's coming up very soon. All right. Love you guys, man. I'll see you around the city in LA if you're here. If not, Baltimore, I will see you next week. And be nice to each other. Be safe. Stay thick. Love you. I'm out.